afternoon. Today we're going to try for you, this afternoon, we're going to try for you Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels is world renowned. It's been around for a long time, since the 1800s. If you want to know more about Jack, just watch some of their commercials on TV. That's no sense in even going into detail about it. It's world renowned and world known. I think at one time it was the best selling whiskey in the world. It may still be. I'm not sure about that. It is a Tennessee sour mash whiskey. It's a Tennessee whiskey. It runs through the Lincoln County process where they take it through charcoal. The difference between it and George Dickel, which is the other major Tennessee distiller, is George Dickel chills their whiskey. Jack Daniels does not. But they both run it through a sugar maple charcoal process where they pour it in the vat, it filters through, they collect it at the bottom. Jack Daniels 40%. When I was a kid, it was 45%. They do have a Jack Daniels green label. I've not seen it in a number of years around here. I don't even know if it's still available. They also make some holiday editions. Distiller editions has come out. I've got 3 and 4 in the Distiller's edition. I've got a small 50 mil of the Barrel Select. Then I've got a 750 of the Barrel Proof single barrel. And I will get to trying those for you guys. I've just so much time, so on and so forth. Anyway, but this needs to be tested, because I made a comment during my Evan Williams video that I thought Evan Williams green label was better than Jack Daniels. And the truth is, I have not had standard Jack Daniels in a long time. And I mean a long time. It's been several years. So, that being said, I did pour a little bit just so I could get my bearings. I wasn't about to buy a 750 because I just don't see no reason to purchase a 750 for me. It's not one that I want to sit around and drink or have in the house. And then I should say it's not because it's a bad whiskey, because Jack Daniels is not a bad whiskey. Most people that drink Jack Daniels mix it with Coke. The ones that do drink it straight, they fall into 2 camps. The one that doesn't mind the charcoal and the ones that do. And if you don't care for the charcoal taste, you're never going to like Jack Daniels. And that's a fair assessment. I could fault nobody on that. And that being the differences between it and bourbon. It has a much stronger charcoal taste, and you can sort of get the maple out of it too a little bit, or I can anyway. But let's not say no more about that. Let's get to that in a minute. Like I mentioned, 40% alcohol by volume. Jack Daniels has good thick legs. Coats the glass really well. I do not know the age of Jack Daniels. If somebody does, please include it in the comments below. It's a good medium dark amber color to it. Nose. We get the caramel up front. I get the charcoal. You get the charcoal with the hint of that maple in it. If you could put maple syrup, and they may do this, maple syrup in an old Jack Daniels barrel and age it for a couple of months before you bottle it and send it out, that makes some tremendous pancake syrup. Okay, I get a little apple, and I get a potpourri. Okay, now when I say potpourri, it's a floral smell, but when I say potpourri, my wife has these potpourri things she uses. It's a little ceramic dish on top with a ceramic base to it. And that ceramic base either holds a little votive candle or a bulb to heat it up. And the potpourri, add a little water to it, and it makes the house smell better, like flowers. If you let that go too long and you forget about it, it eventually will burn down and it will start getting crisp. And then, of course, you let it go too long, it'll start smelling acrid, and the house will start to stink from burnt flowers. But that moment when you get it's still got the smell of the flowers permeating, but you can start to smell a little bit of the char starting, and that little bit of that little, just a hint of that acrid burn starting. That's what I get with this. That's the scent that comes to me from it. Outside of that, green apple, that brown sugar, of course, brown sugar and caramel. Those go hand in hand in this case, and you just get a little bit of both. Jack Daniel's has always been a sweet alcohol. 40% requires no water. Again, we come with that floral potpourri. We get a little of the char, caramel, brown sugar. The palate does verify the nose on this. The palate does not differ from the nose almost in no way. From the green apple to that. It's a quick finish. Okay, let's modify that. The finish is fast, but it has a lingering back. And the finish, okay, the tail end of the finish lingers, but it's real subtle. It's not a real bold finish on it, but it's a real pleasant finish on it. And it hangs around. And with that finish, you get a lot of the brown sugar sitting back there. That brown sugar just sitting right there on the sides of your tongue. Carries a good solid mouthfeel all the way through. It's not a bad alcohol. It's not bad at all. It's actually a little better than I remember. I'm not going to sit here and I've even when I first tasted it, opened it, I was surprised at what I remembered and what I thought. I'm going to give it an 83 out of 100 because I probably won't buy it again other than in small bottles. Ooh, because just so much alcohol out there. And this one is so common. It's not bad. It's a good alcohol. It's not overly challenging. Now back to the statement I said about the Evan Williams Green Label. I said I liked it better, I thought, than Jack Daniel's. And I made a statement off the top of my head after not having Jack Daniel's in many years. So I need to back that statement up, verify it, or tell you guys whether it's a false statement. Because I do make mistakes. Got my water. Clean my palate. Because the score I just gave Jack Daniel's is much higher than the score I gave this. This is in the upper 70s. I'm going to say 78, I believe. 77 or 78. And again, with this one, grilled corn. This is the most dominant grilled corn, and you thought I would have got it, but I don't even need to look back. Grilled corn, faint phenolic smell. And that's Evan Williams here. This green stuff, the 36-month-old stuff. Jack Daniel's has a richer mouthfeel and flavor. Evan Williams Green is not bad for what it is, though. But I do think I have to give the nod to Jack Daniel's. I think my statement I made was false. I think if I walked into a liquor store after doing this and I wanted a half pint or a pint just to take to the river fishing, I believe I'd choose the Jack Daniel's. Depends on how much I had to spend, because it's significantly more expensive than that. This is not bad. But honestly, I do have to say the Jack Daniels is better. And with that, we'll do one other thing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Jack Daniels bubble glass. I came across one of these here a while back. It's for doing Jack Daniels shots. It was an interesting concept. I couldn't figure out what it was when I seen it when I purchased it. I just thought it was neat, and I actually had to go online to figure out what I had purchased. It allows you to have your Jack Daniels with the chaser. You fill it up. There's a little narrow neck right in the middle. You got an upper bubble, lower bubble. We'll just use the rest of this. Fill it up to that spot, and we're going to fill it very slowly. Well, so much for the very slowly. That didn't work out like I anticipated at all. Let's give it a second to settle. There we go. It settles out pretty good. You have your Jack Daniels up here. Your water underneath there. I think I'm supposed to actually have a little more Jack in there than that. So, for the sake of this, we'll do it right. Here we go. This is called a bubble shot. Your water is your chaser, already with it. This is going to be... I've never done it, actually. Not with the Jack. I bought it at a garage sale, and I just thought it was interesting. I paid $2 for it, because I'd never seen it before and didn't really know what it was. So with that, remember, the spirit in your glass is not running from you. Take your time, sip and enjoy, or very occasionally, do a bubble shot if you get a chance. It's interesting, I think. We're going to find out. You'll be better for it. I prefer it without all the water, actually. That said, everyone have a good afternoon.